This has been a QBC television production, in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC Broadcast on
Good evening. This is the Mayor. Hi, I'm Jim Quinn along with Mayor Ben Romanik. We're here at the Finish Line Pub, where we're actually in the conference room at the New Jersey Motorsports Park.
Correct.
Mayor, because tell everybody what's happening at the pub.
There's we were just talking about it, bourbon and cigar night here at New Jersey Motorsports Park. And I was just explaining to you, I went, I think a year or two earlier, and it was in April, and it was cold and rainy and wet, but a small contingency, but you said it's pretty crowded in there right now. You know, I was having it on whether to go, but I'm happy to be here instead of in a big crowd.
Yeah, well, this does work out nicely. I want to thank everybody at the New Jersey Motorsports Park for having us do the shows here. We've been doing them here for probably 7 or 8 years. And, you know, we were talking, Mayor, before we went on the air. The thing that was interesting was I was the mayor when we brought the New Jersey Motorsports Park to Millville in 2008.
Correct.
And the criticism, and we receive it a lot, is, you give abatements to businesses.
Yep.
And in order for the city of Millville to get businesses, you pretty much have to do that because other towns do it. If you want to be competitive with the other towns,
correct,
you do that. And this was one where we did, and of course I heard some flack from people about it, but tell everybody what the neat thing now about the New Jersey Motorsports Park is. All those places are.
Yeah, all the exotic car garages that they're building, Jim, and they keep on building and building more because people are buying them, and it's their half a year vacation home with their race car here at New Jersey Motorsports Park, and they are connected to city water and city sewer. So it's improving Millville, you know, here at New Jersey Motorsports Park, but the utility basin, you know, throughout the city as well.
Well, the other factor too, folks, is it's 100% rateable.
Yep.
Because as Ben mentioned, it's their away from home, and they get exotic car garage, nice apartment with it. And you were telling me now they're going for $300,000.
Yeah, I think like the mid to upper 200s to $300,000.
And if you take the $300,000 and you say, Ben, there's got to be at least 50, right? Because there's 7 to a unit.
Yeah, there's 7. I think they're on phase 6 or phase 7 right now.
So it's
probably close.
50.
Yeah.
And at $300,000 each, you're talking millions of dollars in ratables. That's 100% going to the city, and there's really no demand put on the city because there's no kids going to school, and obviously very little crime happens here, so that really makes it nice. And even, I guess, because they're here, do they have the city trash deal, or do they use the Motorsports Park takes care of the trash?
I do not know that answer. I would assume that the racetrack takes care of it themselves, like whatever entity that they use.
Yeah.
I don't think so. It's through Acua. They could be still through Acua, but maybe Pineland Recyclable or somebody else picks it up.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. I have a friend, she's the secretary for Pinelands Recyclable. They are doing some business in the area. I'll tell you what, I think the Atlantic County Utility Authority does a good job. I always thank the people when I see them, when they're working hard. It's a tough job, Ben.
It is. It's it's very, and it's a competitive job because you look at, like, I know for Logan Township, you get, public works there, they're making $80,000 a year, driving trash trucks and such. And it's very competitive. It's very hard. Vineland obviously had a little bit of strife with ACUA. And, we have a great relationship in the city of Millville with ACUA. Obviously, it was a little confusion with the trash utility fee that we introduced beginning of this year. But we're still, ACUA is still the main provider for trash collection in the city of Millville.
Yeah, I'm glad they are because they do a really good job. I have never had a complaint. They are always there. I watch how hard they work. and they hustle, believe me. But, here's another good point. Then when I was the mayor, we had in-house trash collection. And as you said, it got very competitive to hire people to do that job. But what we also found was we ended up with a lot of workman's comp, where they were lifting heavy things and that type of stuff, where this way the burden's off of you. The ACUA has to be concerned about that. And I think maybe it's the Republican side of it coming out, I find if you can outsource things, you're better off. I mean, as an example, when I was a county freeholder, county commissioner, the jail was set up where if we outsource the jail costs the county taxpayers $32 million a year to operate, and lawsuits out the gazoo. And then we were looking to outsource the jail, and it didn't go through. But we were trying to work with Salem County. Gloucester County had already gotten their foot in the Salem County jail door, so we couldn't do that. But if we were able to outsource it, we would have saved the taxpayers of Cumberland County $12 million a year. Now, I do understand, and I'll have to talk with one of the county commissioners. They are working on putting together a joint plan with Gloucester County, Salem County, and Cumberland County, a joint venture.
Correct.
Which would be great, because at least it would spread the burden and, give everybody the chance to, have some input and the monies to go with. I talked to the county commissioner from Gloucester County at one of our South Jersey commissioners meetings before I ended my career in county government. Yeah. And he had told me at that point in time, and that's several years ago, they had saved over $100 million. Yeah. Wow. $100 million bucks. And that, like 3 years. Well, if we were, Cumberland's like half the size of Gloucester population, so I could see where that amount was there. But, and the benefit too for like Salem County is they're one of the poorer counties in the state. So they have a source of revenue coming in that they normally wouldn't. And they don't have the population that Gloucester County has, or even Cumberland County has. Salem County is only about their population in Salem County is about the same as the city of Lyon. Wow. 60-some thousand people.
And they're vast. They're very rural counties.
Yes, they are.
And they're spread out.
Yeah, exactly. Things that are there. So you've been busy. I keep seeing you on Facebook or everything.
Yeah, a lot of people always say, even though I was a commissioner, it was always, kudos to the police department, because we work hand in hand, but it's always, a couple of my buddies in the Millville Police Department, they're always, you guys are everywhere. Then, Mayor Orndorff and I, we would go to as much as events as possible. And as I was explaining earlier, last Friday was Olympic Day Parade, and that's always a wonderful time. Very warm, very nice weather. And then Memorial Day Parade on Monday. And, I got long days with being mayor of Millville, and then my private career. It's very taxing, but it's a very rewarding position I have here. And Saturday we have a fishing tournament at.
I did see that. Yeah.
And so I'll hopefully be able to stop out there, but I do have a private party coming up.
Is that at Corson Park?
Yes, it is. Okay. Yeah. 10 o'clock, I believe it starts.
Yeah, that's something. It's interesting. Now tell everybody, because I thought this, and you said no. Tell everybody what you found out at the Pride Millville Awards dinner. That you were what?
Yeah, so the Pride of Millville Awards was on May 16th, and Dr. Ed Salmon was there. And I go up to him and introduce myself, and he goes, how old are you? And I go, 29. He goes, well, you're the youngest mayor of Millville. And I go, I thought that was you. Yeah. He goes, no, I was 30. I was like, well, I've been lying and telling people for a month and a half that I'm second youngest. And he goes, nope, congratulations, you're the youngest mayor ever in the city of Millville. And it's, still being elected at 26, it's still shocking. And just now meeting Parker, he goes, he's like, are you really the mayor? And I was like, yeah, I get that all the time, especially, going to other cities or other venues and functions representing the city of Millville. But, it's very humbling. It's humbling at 26. It's humbling at 29 that I am right now. Yeah. And I never take it for granted. So, but.
Yeah, well, it's a great honor to be able to do that. I know all of my life, I always dreamed of being the mayor of Millville, and I finally was able to accomplish that in 1997. And I actually was there for 12 years. And before we were on the air, I was saying to Ben that in Millville's past history, everyone had only served one term because the commission form of government. And as an example, when Chet Goodwin was the mayor, I loved Chet. I thought he did a great job. So I go into the ballot box, vote, and I vote for Chet first, and then I get out on list 2, 3, 4. And my number 5 vote was for a very nice gentleman who really, I don't know if mayor was his thing, his forte, but he ended up becoming the mayor. And I know it put a lot of stress on him and things like that, but it's this commission form of government. You don't know. It's a roll of the dice, you know, how and where it's going to end. But the good thing, too, Ben, you've got going for you is the name, the Romanik name.
Yeah.
You know, it's the Romaniks, the Shannons, you know, that we've talked about, the Nays, you know, the families. Now, are there, your dad have 7 brothers, sisters, 1 sister, and the rest brothers?
Yes, he's one of 6.
He's one of 6.
Yeah,
so you got the twins, your dad?
Yeah, my dad and Johnny. And then it goes...
Jane is the only girl.
Jane's the youngest. And then it goes Eddie, Gary, and Richard's the oldest.
That's 6.
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason I thought it was 7. But yeah, that's, you know, and every one of those people are good people. They really are. And his grandpa was a super guy. And Rich, my goodness, when I took over as the mayor, Rich was my guiding light. He had been there. He ran the department. And I always tell this, 1 4-year term, that's it, that I had with the public property. Now you, I guess, have something different, but parks and public property. And up until then, it had always been held by a Romanik or a Shannon. And nobody else in the history of the city, at least the last 40 years or so, because your grandpa had it and was there for many, many years.
16 years, 4 terms.
Yeah, and I dealt with him when I was president of Little League, president of Softball League, and all that kind of stuff. And that was up his alley because he was a sports person, former quarterback for the Chicago Bears. And
played 4 years in the NFL. Yeah, Chicago Bears, Chicago Cardinals.
That's right.
The Cardinals became the Bears.
Yeah. Oh, is that what happened?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought they were 2 separate teams.
Nope.
See, I learned something. Folks, you learned something new tonight, too. The mayor just explained to us what's going on. Anyway, we're here at the New Jersey Motorsports Park, and we've got 2 talented technicians here, Ryan Narowski, who I don't know what I'd do without, and this handsome guy named Parker Swift, who's is great. And Parker's still going now to...
Montclair, you said.
Yeah, Montclair, thank you, yes. So that's where his sister Chloe went, to Montclair, and got great family as well. So we're lucky here in Cumberland County to have all these good people, and we'll be back with more with Mayor Ben Romanik right after these messages.
New Jersey Motorsports Park. Experience the adrenaline rush of go-karting on our challenging tracks, with arrive and drive sessions, available for all skill levels. Looking for something even more daring? Try your hand at axe throwing, and see if you can hit the bullseye. After a day of excitement, relax at the Finish Line Pub Restaurant, and enjoy delicious food and drinks. Group experiences are also available, so bring your friends and family. For an unforgettable adventure, visit njmp.com to learn more and book your experience today.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Advanced robotics. Experienced physicians. When it comes to minimally invasive surgery, we don't play around.
Life on Earth offers some challenges. Things are constantly changing. Seems like we're fighting battles all the time. But you're a warrior for God, and He's given you the armor of God. Join Pastor Myers for this exciting series on how to be equipped to win. It begins May 5th at 11 a.m.
New Life Church, Millville, New Jersey.
Welcome back to Inside Track. It's our show here at the New Jersey Motorsports Park. And you know, the other thing, Ben, that we're talking about the New Jersey Motorsports Park and the great ratables with the exotic car garages. The other nice thing is they bring in lots of people from outside of the area.
Correct.
I remember when Winfield's was open, because the Finish Line Pub is open, I think, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Correct.
But like on a Monday or Tuesday, well, probably Tuesday evening, I would be at Winfield's and I would run into people from Connecticut and Rhode Island and Massachusetts, and they were here doing events at the Motorsports Park. And the other thing that really has kicked well for them is they've gone to the AMA, Motorcycle Association,
Yes,
as well.
American
So
Motorcycle Association.
brings lots of people in, and boy, it's amazing when you think about the exotic car garages. Like, you know, wow, the number of them, and actually, housing prices are so expensive. $300,000 for what they're getting, and like you said,
Yeah,
they can use it for sure.
It's mainly a garage, but the apartment is upstairs, and I think it's up to 3 bedrooms available.
Wow.
You know,
That's
I've been in a handful of them, meeting different members here at track events and such.
Yeah.
And it's a unique experience you get to get. Like, I mean, even if you're maybe not into motorsports parts, but you know you're not into active racing, but you say, hey, I want to have a different view, different weekend house. I don't like the beach that much, but hey, this pops up, and maybe it's a write off for you, and you have a very unique experience that's located here in South Jersey, and especially located in Millville.
Yeah, I wonder if they allow the people that have them to rent them periodically, not for a long period of time.
I have no idea. That'd be a Brad Scott question or somebody.
To ask it.
Somebody here.
You know what's interesting? I know lots of people now are doing those Airbnbs, which you rent the whole house, and especially if you got a family going, it gives you plenty of space rather than just a hotel room or whatever. People travel and do things like that. But you said coming up is the fishing contest, and you just had the 4th Friday event, right?
Yes, I'd been last Friday. I didn't get a chance to go. I had crazy work hours. But yeah, we have the fishing tournament at Corson Park. It starts at 10 o'clock. I think ages 5 to 17.
Oh, that's nice.
I'll be able to check next break. But that's always, they wrap all the way around the pond. And I remember last year or 2 years ago, the size of the fish, I get there in the morning and then I go run errands and I come back for judging, and they'll catch I think it's one kid caught a 12 or 14 inch bass in there.
Wow. Do they stock it?
We have in the past, because I remember when the lake went dry, the pond went dry, when I was director of Parks and Public Property, and and being in public office, there's you got to have thick skin, and people were just the naysayers of the community were just like, you're killing the wildlife, you're killing the fish. And I remember I got I'm very smart and educated, and I remember at a city meeting I wrote down the Webster's Dictionary of what a drought is, and I read the rain totals from the NOAA Association of the month of May or June from the past 3 years, and we were in an active drought. I was like, we can't do anything. Now, what people don't know is that Corson Pond is supplied by a water pipe underground underneath the center of the pond, and actually beavers build a nest in it. and broke through it. And we paid Garrison's to put a pump, not once, but twice. So that's what feeds the pond other than natural water. But we do have it stocked from the Fish and Game Wildlife Commission. Every now and again, I think after that drought and it drained real low, we did have it restocked. But usually just it's natural. Most of it's natural.
That's great. And it's a nice place to walk around. And, it's got the water with. I think I was actually, when I had that department, we put the fountain in, sprayed up, which makes it look nice. Too.
Yeah, it's go all the way to the school and it's all paved. There's workout stations I know throughout closer to the school system side, but as the school develops and gets bigger and better, Millville Senior High School, I think that whole block will just start to improve. I'm not a fan of the lily pads that are in there, but
I know what you mean.
there's a million things that the Parks Department can do, and Sam and her team, focus on the more important things than a couple of lily pads. But
yes, Samantha Cruz does a fantastic job, with all those promotions. And the fourth Friday, that's a monthly event during the summer, right?
During the summer. So May, June, July, and August.
And there's music and food.
Yep, it's more catered to the younger kid generation. So Wade Lopeman of Bully Pest Management, he's another big sponsor, along with the city of Millville. And so it's more community based for the younger kids generation as an event to go to in the summertime on a Friday. And it's easy, fourth Friday. We don't make it complicated like I don't want to. There's many events in the city of Millville, like Wednesdays we do play streets.
That's right, yeah.
And they got to be coming up soon.
Yes.
That's Wednesdays.
Have you met the sheriff?
Yes, Michael Donato.
Yeah. In fact, he was on, and Mary Messick messaged him about play streets. He said, I'm familiar with it. We'll be there.
Yep.
But what a nice man.
Oh, yes.
It's funny, Ben. I never, ever met him. And I mean, I was in government 35 and a half years. Never met the man. And somebody said, Jim, you're lucky because he was doing undercover with narcotics. Well, luckily, I'm not into drugs.
Yeah. See, for the prosecutor system, he retired as lieutenant, but he was an investigator, and he was not the one person you wanted to meet through the prosecutor office system.
No, that's for sure. But it was interesting. We had a lot of mutual friends, Junior Duffield, Dave McDonald, some other people that I used to do ride-alongs when I was the mayor with them, and learned a lot. Ray Morales suggested I do the ride-alongs. I didn't think about it, but I learned a lot. I saw what the police officers had to go through, and the good thing, like they actually have to have, was a sense of humor because that's a tough job.
Oh yes.
And Junior Duffield and Larry Mulford. Oh my God, I loved being around them. They just, had a great sense of humor. But boy, they worked hard. They all did. I mean, I was very impressed with all the people, and it's funny. As I look back now, it was 27 years ago, this month of May actually, that I got elected.
Wow.
And all of the police officers just about that were there when I got elected have retired. 25 years.
25 years. Correct.
So there's very few.
Yeah.
Do I know now? Although Ross Hoffman, I'd known him for a long time. His mom used to work with me at the ARC, and his dad and I used to have lunches together at Lynn's Deli and over Jim's lunch at the counter and stuff like that. Good people. And,
Ross is great.
Yeah, and I'm sorry his dad passed. He was just a really great guy, to be around. Well, another thing that I wanted to mention, I had air conditioning need yesterday, I guess it was, or the day before, and I called Jerry's Heating and Cooling, and Matt Hiles runs the facility, and within 2 hours they were there, put in a new filter, put in Freon, did everything they had to do. I was like, wow. But we go back to that. Matt played on a team against my oldest son, Gary's team. And we played. This is something you might, now it's not too Little League. You can't do it anymore. But they had the National Little League. It was over with you guys, the American Little League.
Yes.
So we had Ritter Construction, I did. And anyway, we won the 1980 Millville City Little League Championship and the 1981 City Championship. Well, there was National League and American League, and we beat the National League. And actually, Matt Hiles, Jerry Hiles was dad. He managed one of the teams that we ended up beating. But what was interesting was, and even to this day, these guys are in their 50s that played for me, they talk about how exciting it was, what they really liked. We got to go up to Citizens Bank Park. Oh no, then it was the vet. Yes, thank you. And I got to get out on the field, hit ground balls to the infielders. One of the other coaches would hit fly balls to the outfielders, and the players got to meet Pete Rose, Mike Schmidt, all these Tug McGraw, and all that. And I remember doing a story on Johnny Spaeth. I don't know if you remember Dr. Spaeth. He was a dentist. Johnny was my third baseman, and I did a story on him about after college and all that for the Bridgeton Evening News. And he said in his lifetime, that was one of the most exciting things that he still remembers, being able to go down on the field and do that.
Wow.
I was thinking, because we've had Millville night because of Mike Trout.
Yeah.
I was thinking it's a shame they don't have that. But do you know why Little League has shrunk in Millville?
I think, yes. I think, I think it's very encompassed now. I always, I've always gone to the opening ceremonies, Little League, Babe Ruth, and I just think it's so competitive at a youth league now for kids, being as young as 5, 6, 7, when that real Little League enthusiasm is to do travel teams.
Yeah.
And they get on travel teams that maybe aren't here in Millville, or maybe because they want, or maybe the family wants them to go somewhere and be in a more competitive area. So then it pulls away, and especially you see that a lot with Babe Ruth, because they're that, they're that 8th grade before high school, 9th grade, early high school maybe, and they get into travel ball. But great thing with Babe Ruth is you don't have to be from Millville. You can, it's Cumberland County based.
Oh, I see.
So I remember playing with kids from Cumberland Regional, Cumberland Christian, Vineland, Bridgeton, and Babe Ruth is such a great age for any young adult growing up, because it that you get a melting pot. And they're just great organizations, both Babe Ruth, with Lenny Mazzola.
Yeah, I've got to meet him. Everybody tells me how great he is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's we butt heads on sports. He's a big San Francisco 49ers fan. But
we don't like him.
But no, he's a very good. He's a good president over there.
Yeah, it's
and Little League is just it grows with the parents who has their child in Little League, and they run the organization, and then rinse, wash, repeat, and then it goes again.
So there's only Millville American now. And
Yes.
Do you know how many teams they have in the league?
I can't recall. I remember they go from 5 to 12 or something like that. So there's a lot.
Right.
And that was back in April. It was a month and a half ago when they all had opening day. So they got to be winding up their seasons, both of them.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's always crowded. It's crowded for opening day. It's always crowded when I drive down Sharp Street and head into Union Lake Crossing and grab dinner somewhere in there, and then it's crowded at the ballpark, which is good to see.
Here's Brad Scott.
Yeah,
the main man.
That is right.
Yeah,
he's a great guy. He really
is, isn't he?
Yeah, I know. Well, my first job was actually here at New Jersey Motorsports Park.
See, now you had the mayor working for you, Brad.
That's a secret nobody knows.
Now it's out. Everybody knows it now.
Yeah, and I worked here for, I can't remember how long, but then I got hired at then was Boeing right in Millville Airport, where they modified the C-47 Chinooks, and I worked 16 days straight in my life, working 2 jobs. Worked here. Worked at Boeing, and then worked at the racetrack Saturdays and Sundays.
Oh, that's great.
And that was it. I don't think I could ever do that again, because
you're still young.
Yeah, I was 17 or 18 then. That was a long time ago.
We're going to take a commercial message break, but when we come back, the mayor mentioned Union Lake Crossing Shopping Center. I want to talk about some of the good things happening there, and we'll do all that right after these messages.
New Jersey Motorsports Park. Experience the adrenaline rush of go-karting on our challenging tracks, with arrive and drive sessions, available for all skill levels. Looking for something even more daring? Try your hand at axe throwing, and see if you can hit the bullseye. After a day of excitement, relax at the Finish Line Pub Restaurant, and enjoy delicious food and drinks. Group experiences are also available, so bring your friends and family. For an unforgettable adventure, visit njmp.com to learn more and book your experience today.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Advanced robotics. Experienced physicians. When it comes to minimally invasive surgery, we don't play around.
Life on Earth offers some challenges. Things are constantly changing. Seems like we're fighting battles all the time. But you're a warrior for God, and He's given you
The armor of God.
Join Pastor Myers for this exciting series on how to be equipped to win. It begins May 5th at 11 a.m.
New Life Church, Millville, New Jersey.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. My special guest is Mayor Ben Romanik from the city of Millville. And one of the things, Ben, that's been so good, and again, I was there, I was along with Don Ayers and Kim Ayers and people, we put that together to get the Union Lake Crossing Shopping Center. Bruce Goodman was the person who came in to purchase the land and turn it into the Union Lake Crossing Shopping Center. And I was thinking about it today. I go to ShopRite, I go to Target, my dry cleaner is there.
Yep.
I actually out front, there's a yogurt place I like, a Chinese restaurant place. Now, have you been to Five Guys, Ben?
I have not been to Five Guys.
Oh my God, you got to get
It's
there.
crowded. It's I know it's not the cheapest burger, but I heard it's a very good quality burger. So I do have to go. I like Moe's over there, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yes.
Having a little problem with Buffalo Wild Wings, so taking a little break. Yeah, there's many businesses and many new businesses coming. So I think Crumble Cookie is set to
open, I think.
Okay, I think either today or tomorrow. I know it's very soon. Crumble Cookie today.
Yeah.
The younger generation would know that one.
Parker's up there. So give me a dozen.
So and then there's Pokey or Peking. There's a fresh sushi place that's coming by. That's coming by. Five Below over on that side.
Okay, right. Yeah.
But
great. I've gone to Five Below for the grandchildren. Yeah, it's another. And there's the Chamber of Commerce was president of Chamber. Don Daigle.
Don Daigle. Yep. P.S. Schwartz. Yep.
Right.
That's
Schwab,
right.
Yeah.
Yep. Schwab says.
Yeah. And,
Charles Schwab.
Yep. They're really. It's amazing. They're almost at 100%. In fact, in Spirit, it's opening.
Correct. Where Pier 1.
Right.
Excuse me. Yeah, where Pier 1 was imports was in the party city for all your balloons and party needs. It's good to see it's growing and businesses are coming. Actually, I think I have some secret businesses that might come to there that I'm not able to share, but there could be other businesses that a lot of people are going to like sometime soon.
That's great. Yeah, and I find I rarely go to the ball. No, I take that back. I always go to Boscov's. That's my clothing store. I love going there. The people at Boscov's do a great job. They're very nice. The people that work there, Al, my guy in the men's department, super person. And I really find whoever hires in Boscov's keep up the good work because you got great employees that are working there. But that's probably the only thing. My hair person used to be at the mall, but now she's at her house, so I don't have to go.
Nah, see, I go to the mall for my haircut.
Yeah, so
Contemporary Hair Design, which used to be in Millville.
Well, that's where I was going.
Okay, yeah.
But
And,
Paula left, and she's on her own.
Okay,
so-
I knew Laura, the owner of Contemporary Hair Design, and I had a commission meeting, and I was, late and irresponsible, and getting a haircut done, and I called like Golas, and they couldn't fit me in. Christy Cuts couldn't fit me in, and I called Contemporary Hair Designs, and they pushed me back, and I show up at the mall, and they're like, "Can you wait?" And I was like, "Not really. I have a place to be like in an hour or 45 minutes." She was like, "Sit down." I was like, "It's easy. Number one on the side, trim the top." And I appreciate it. And I was like, "What's your name?" She's like, "I'm Laura. I own Contemporary Hair Designs." And that night on the commission meeting, we have closing comments and commissioners. And I was like, "I'd like to thank Miss Laura from Contemporary Hair Designs. They're a great business."
They really are. In fact, their daughter is in the program like Parker's, and she was at Cumberland County Tech, took the video department program as well. I think Ryan, you remember Francis Jean, I think is her last name. Francis Jean, yeah. So, yeah, and that's funny you mentioned that, Ben. That, along with Boscov's, is the only thing I go to at the mall. But I go to Union Lake Crossing Shopping Center. The nice thing about the shopping center is you can park pretty close to where you're going.
Yep.
You pull up out front, go in to wherever, like even Five Guys. It's, the place is out front of the park, and it's, got a great number of people. And it's good to see because a lot of retail, in fact, in Deptford, next to Outback, there's a shopping center there, had 4 stores, all closed.
Wow.
Every single one of them. Bed Bath Beyond, a Christmas store, I forget what the other 2 were. But they just, boom, out of business. And the malls are struggling to keep tenants in the malls as well because everybody's going to Amazon.
Yeah, and then it's not Millville, but we were just talking about our mutual friend, Anthony Finucci, mayor of Vineland, and they're right in Vineland, the old Avalon Flooring. That's supposed to be a bowling alley, axe throwing.
Oh, that's super!
Like a real cool hangout, and you can see construction starting. And that's going to be another good, local, between Millville and Vineland, right there in that whole Delsey Drive corridor.
Well, yeah, because we have a play thing now at the Union Lake Crossing.
Yes, we do. We have a younger generation.
Do you know what it is, Park?
Fun City?
That's it.
Thank God.
Yeah, Fun City. Is it Fun City? I don't know.
Yeah, well,
I think so. Yeah.
fun.
But that's the old. That's right next to Staples, and that's at the
sporting goods store.
Yeah, Dick's Sporting Goods store. Yeah. And that I heard great reviews. It's get there early or reserve a time because if not, it's going to get crowded.
That's good. That is.
And I think the next local one is like Cherry Hill or Voorhees area.
Yeah,
so.
well, I've been to one in Deptford when my grandchildren were in on vacation last year. So I went in with them and they enjoyed it. It wasn't cheap, but it was very nice. They had a good time. And yeah, that's what's. And and you don't have to go all the way to the shore. I spent, I guess it was Saturday night in Wildwood. I got it when they were Sunday night. Saturday night, it was packed.
Yeah.
And my friend Joe Pepitone has a home in Wildwood. I normally don't go to Wildwood. I usually like to go to Ocean City Boardwalk. But then they had a stabbing at Ocean City Boardwalk. So the poor boardwalk cities are really having to crack down curfews, get the people, I guess they're under 18, 10 o'clock curfew.
Yeah, it's a challenge with we were talking earlier with law enforcement, and it's a challenge with local law enforcement, especially at those shore towns. Even here locally, our it's unfortunate that our Millville City police officers and Cumberland County officers, their hands are tied. You see that a lot. We get a lot of complaints about the illegal riding, and it's unfortunate. They're not allowed to do anything.
Yeah.
So can they, is there opportunities that they can catch them? Yes, there has been many opportunities. That's the lighthearted stories to hear that, there's an undercover sitting at a stoplight and, one of the illegal motorcycle rider dirt bikes and they roll down the window and there are two uniformed police officers, and the young individual, or sometimes they're not young, sometimes they're 30s and their 40s. They stall their bike. That's a prime of opportunity because they just get spooked. But that's rare, and it is a nuisance when it happens in your town. And but you gotta stay healed to the higher powers above, and it's a struggle.
Here's something I wanted to ask you about, and I really found the one Wawa over near the bridge. I've been panhandled so much there, I will not go there anymore. You would often think, and I don't know, are they allowed to call the police and have them removed, or that's probably a...
So I know for a bit, we have this problem with businesses, especially downtown on High Street, that you need to sign a trespass clause. The business has to sign a trespass clause in order for the police department to remove that. Now, on the flip side of that, businesses, it'd be ideal if they all did that on High Street, because then the threat is that if they do that, then the rhetoric for the business, any business, is, well, then I'm going to get a brick through my front window. And it's like, well,
I did have that happen, actually.
Yeah.
Thrown through my front.
So is it a thin line? Yes. It's still black and white. It's not gray. But I assume maybe Wawa. I guess Wawa would have to call since it's a private business.
Yeah, I usually go to, well, you probably do too. I go to the Wawa at Sharp and Main.
Yes.
That's close to
that's
my
yeah,
house.
that's close to me as well.
And if I was coming back from a friend of mine's house, and I had a friend with me. He said, Jim, we went by that Wawa at Main near the bridge. And he went in, and I had two people accosting me for money. So, it's one of those situations where it's not fun, to have that.
Yeah, and even I was with somebody, and I forget who, but just driving by there, I was heading, I think somewhere on High Street, maybe El Guacs, that I love to go to, or maybe just City Hall, and just the trash around the Riverside Wawa. You'd think that Wawa would want to clean it up, and just try to make it look better. Every little thing helps, but
if you look out front, there's so many people that are there. It's the girl at Sharp and Main. I was telling her. She said when they have them, they go out and tell them, you got to move or we're going to sign a trespassing complaint. So I don't know about you, but I haven't had the problem there, not very often. Occasionally you get that, but, it's sad because some of the people legitimately need it, but most of them it's for drug money. That's, in fact, Denise Arrigo is a friend of mine. She keeps saying, Jim, get $5 gift cards or something from McDonald's, give them those, which I wouldn't mind giving. They do need food, no problem. I'd be happy to contribute. But, it ends up, unfortunately, in a lot of cases.
Yeah, it's hard. And it's always, and it's just, whether they're homeless or they're not. But the homeless is also a big issue in any municipality. And that's a tricky line to cross, and how to cross it is very difficult. Because, it's unfortunate. And we do have many resources, locally and statewide for those individuals to receive help, but there's a handful of people that don't want help, and that's very unfortunate.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the Hope Center does a fantastic job of helping the people that need homes. They put in showers. They actually have a mailbox, post office box there, so they can get identity to get their mail. And in fact, Andy Reef, Sr., just did a show with Donna Stiles, Denise Arrigo, and the Brick Avenue School principal is now a minister, Brian.
Oh, yes.
Robinson. Thank you. Yeah. He's there, the four of them, and they did a great show talking about how good things are with the Hope Center and how they provide hope for the people.
Correct.
Which is really important.
Yeah.
And I volunteered years ago, like 10 o'clock at night till 2 in the morning, to be at Trinity Social Hall, which is a Hope Center now. And it was interesting, then a sad story, a young guy, probably about your age actually, very bright, talking with him at the Cumberland Regional High School, and, sharp guy, and his name, anyway, whatever, say it was Calvin. I said, Calvin, what are you doing here? He said, Mr. Quinn, I'm hooked on heroin. And 6 months later, he was dead.
Wow.
That's the big thing that obviously very tough. That's one of the problems that we have to deal with as well. Do you have any? I guess you're allowed to grow marijuana in Millville. Is that right?
We allow, so the city of Millville allows up to Class 5. So that includes that. So what it doesn't include, rather, is retail and home delivery. So that's Class 6. That's Class 7. So yes, cannabis growing, cultivating, manufacturing, and I'm forgetting the other two, but that's Class 1 through 5, which the city of Millville allow or permits use right now. We had a discussion topic not too long ago of retail cannabis, and it didn't go over very well. I actually made a joke at the meeting. Well, what I thought was joking. I said, my term here as in city commission and as mayor, for the past 3 years, we're 0 for 2 with ballot questions. And I was like, I don't think we're putting it on and I meant that sarcastically. Yeah. And the audience claps. And I was like, I didn't want it to be perceived like that, but I was like, I don't think we're going to put it on as a ballot question. But we brought it up for discussion because Commercial Township, within a couple hundred feet, is putting up a retail cannabis facility. And if not, I think it's 6.2 miles straight down Delsey Drive to the one in Vineland.
Where Jimmy Sorrow used to be.
Cannabis, so if you really want it, how can I stop the, Millville people legally wanting to buy it? It's legal in the state of New Jersey. Yeah. So it's just getting over that hump, I guess.
Yeah, and the lines are unbelievable because there aren't a lot of retail places. But on the other side of the coin, I can see where if I have a business, do I want that next to my business, or if I have a home, do I want it in my neighborhood? That's the thing that you're running into.
Correct.
But as you said, if commercial gets it on South Vineland, they could have it up there. The mall, that Friendly's ice cream place is empty. That's a place that could be. So again, it's something that you're probably doing. What's the best thing right now? I don't think people are ready.
Yeah, and but the argument is, it's a business, but also that cannabis brings in 2% gross tax.
Yeah, that's right.
And so the people that are for retail, they're like, bring retail because it's quick. Unfortunate that nothing in the state of New Jersey regarding cannabis is quick. Yeah. The CRC, the Cannabis Regulatory Committee, works like molasses. It's horrible. It's unfortunate. We've had very big businesses, cannabis businesses, that came forward to the city that the city has supported, and they packed up their bags and left because of the state of New Jersey and the CRC that just didn't act fast enough or swift enough, and we lost millions in dollars in revenue from these cannabis companies.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the benefit of them, that 2%.
Yeah. So, when you have especially out here at the airport, we had two bigger ones, one of them being True Leaf that's supposed to build out here. Yeah. And that was a there were 16 states established. That was $1 million in revenue just for one company.
Yeah.
Now we do have smaller, promising one. We do have one company right now in the city of Millville that's cultivating, but they're smaller. I think there's less than 10 employees, maybe less than 5, and so it's slow, and that's on in government and anything.
Yes. Especially government.
It's slow,
like molasses.
Yeah.
We're talking with Mayor Ben Romanik, the youngest mayor ever in the city of Millville. We'll be back to talk more with Ben right after these messages.
New Jersey Motorsports Park. Experience the adrenaline rush of go-karting on our challenging tracks, with arrive and drive sessions, available for all skill levels. Looking for something even more daring? Try your hand at axe throwing, and see if you can hit the bullseye. After a day of excitement, relax at the Finish Line Pub Restaurant, and enjoy delicious food and drinks. Group experiences are also available, so bring your friends and family. For an unforgettable adventure, visit njmp.com to learn more and book your experience today.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community. Local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Advanced robotics. Experienced physicians. When it comes to minimally invasive surgery, we don't play around.
Life on Earth offers some challenges. Things are constantly changing. Seems like we're fighting battles all the time. But you're a warrior for God, and He's given you
The armor of God.
Join Pastor Myers for this exciting series on how to be equipped to win. It begins May 5th at 11 a.m.
New Life Church, Millville, New Jersey.
Welcome back to Inside Track. Jim Quinn along with Mayor Ben Romanik, and we've been talking about some of the great things happening in Millville. And Ben, downtown Millville, right across the street from my TV studio, a new restaurant, a vegan restaurant has opened. You said you met the lady.
Yeah, she came to a city meeting, and I was just telling you, I was unable to go because if it doesn't make one of my 3 calendars that I have, I will forget, because there's this lifestyle. It's very busy, and I was unfortunate and I missed it. But you were saying she had like some disease or something, and she found out.
Yeah, some type of a disease.
Immune system.
She was able to turn vegan and wiped away whatever the disorder that she had was. Do you know Rick Cott?
Yes.
Former police officer.
Yes.
Or I guess he still is.
Yes, he retires August 1st.
Right, that's right. He went vegan. My God, he looks fantastic. Mm-hmm. And I've had Wildflowers, Eric from Wildflowers on, and the vegan food is very, very healthy. And, I know I've been doing it as much as I can. They have a protein bar, vegan protein bar.
You were talking about that with Jimmy McCarthy.
And Jimmy gave me some healthy things. I had one of his healthy cookies.
I know. I couldn't believe that the amount of protein in a cookie or the brownie.
Yeah, exactly.
And one,
it's amazing. It's like, wow. But I couldn't believe Jimmy does 200 milligrams or 200 grams of protein a day.
That's incredible.
I mean, I know I've read where you're supposed to have at least 60. Mm-hmm. So I know when I was doing the protein bars, they were 20. They were my 2 meals. And then I'd have fish or some kind of a with protein. But what's interesting too, and I mentioned it last night, is I didn't realize how great garbanzo beans, black beans, all those beans are. That's all protein also. It's and protein is good because it's not carbs, and carbs turn to fat, and the sugar. That was another thing my doctor had said to me a few months ago, Jim, you might be careful. You might be borderline diabetic. And I didn't see it, and the numbers didn't show it. My A1C was like 5. There's another meter that they read from 80 to 100, and I was 80, which is the low end of it. But again, I've been really cautious of the carbs and tried to eat. When I go to, say, the Mars River Diner, I'll get this fish that I love, salmon, and then they give me 2 vegetables, so I'll get 2 green vegetables and a salad. And so there's really no carbs there, and the protein's what fills you up.
Correct.
As well. But you eat pretty well. You look good.
Yeah, I try to. Being my day job is working. Traveling to different golf courses and such. So I do get hectic. So sometimes a quick fast food meal is inevitable, just because I do travel to unknown places and such. But generally a Subway, or I eat Wawa pretty often, but I'm usually a sub or something like that. Yogurt, apples.
Oh, I love the Wawa apples that are in the bag.
Yep, the little bag. Apple slices.
I need to pick those up on the way home today, because it's one of my favorite things to eat in the evening. Because the other thing we don't get enough of is fruits and vegetables.
And I love my fruits and vegetables.
Yeah,
so
I do too.
It's that was always easy for me as a kid. We're growing tomato plants right now outside my house. So cherry tomatoes. I mean, I can eat a tomato like an apple, like right off the vine. Bite it like an apple. It doesn't faze me. Obviously, a little salt and pepper, and maybe some oil on top is best. Thinly sliced. If we really want to get Italian, thinly sliced mozzarella, and
I used to just love fresh sliced Jersey tomatoes with mayo and bread. It's like a tomato sandwich, I guess is what it was. Boy, I tell you what, though, Ben, we're lucky in South Jersey and New Jersey. The fresh vegetables that we have, and being a garden state.
Exactly. We are the garden state. And it's ever prevalent here in South Jersey. I mean, it's starting right now, all the farm fresh stands, but how many can you count just traveling, to the shore? You got to pass. I can think of at least 3. I mean, obviously, Ingraldi's is a Millville staple.
They're the best.
And they're just starting, and strawberry season is either A, ending, or B, coming to an end.
Well, maybe it could be, because it is June. Almost, so Verna was advertising fresh strawberry
shortcakes.
So I'm sure she went to Ingraldi's. Speaking of that, though, Joe Spracio is one of my very best friends. Anyway, he had the strawberry stand on Landis Avenue. They did away with that. Ask him why. I don't know the reason, because nothing's better than Jersey strawberries.
Oh, yeah.
My gosh, they are so good, to be able to have. But,
Jersey strawberries, Jersey corn, Jersey tomatoes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they really are. And it really is a difference. You can taste the difference in the corn and the tomatoes when they're brought in from California or Florida.
Oh, yeah. When you try to eat, get a salad in the wintertime, it's vastly different than a salad. We pride ourselves with farm to table food, and you can see a lot even in our bigger grocery stores. You can always find the little stickers on your produce. It was picked that morning or maybe late last night, and it's cleaned and rinsed, and it's at your local grocery store.
Well, it was interesting. Jimmy McCarthy was on with me last night, and he talked about, which the nutritionist from ShopRite had said to me when I had her on years ago, shop the outer perimeter of the store, because you have your fresh produce, your milks, and cheeses and things like that. And the processed food is in the center aisles, which we're used to eating, but that seems to have a problem with maybe causing some cancer, where you're eating processed food. So try to avoid them, I guess, is what we're saying. And Jimmy's got a lot of healthy foods. This new vegan restaurant, I'm sure she does, Wildflowers does. And Wildflowers is going to be moving into the old...
I'm not totally sure on that. I know there's some issues in the past with them, but I think so. I'm not totally positive.
Right, it was the Oliver Brothers. Oliver Twist.
Yeah, Our Future First is the business that's what's it?
Well,
66 Sassafras Street.
That's it. Yeah, that's the nonprofit.
Yes.
Then
I think he's supposed to be downstairs in it. Wildflower.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
exactly. They're going to be upstairs. So, I talked to Eric at Wildflowers about that. Although I like his place where it is. It's close to me.
You're less than a block.
Grab my power bars and the things I really enjoy. So you're a busy man. You've been really doing a lot.
Yeah, it's the summer is always. I mean, every year is busy and more busier, and especially my day job with the golf. People always say, "Oh, your winter time is the slow months." And it's like, no, it's this, and now it's the summertime is the start of summer. People leave their golf carts at the shore, and they're dead all year. They're dead all winter, and then I get to travel to Stone Harbor and Sea Isle and Cape May to
nice communities.
go visit Pennsylvania people that have houses in the, down there.
$1 million houses.
Yeah. So, but the mayor duties are 24/7, 365.
Yeah.
I'm always getting a phone call, a text, an email, this, that, and not just being the mayor of Millville, but I'm also a board member on the Millville Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
I'm
in fact, you were at the event.
Yeah.
Spoke at
the Pride in Millville.
Right.
That's always a wonderful event.
Yes,
congratulations to Lou Thompson.
Yeah. Lou this is a funny story, but somewhat true. When I first got elected mayor, Gary Wadlinger said to me one day, "You're not the mayor of Millville, Lou Thompson's the mayor." And under the form of government, he was the glue that held it together, because he had been there forever and knew what he was doing. And he gave me some good advice from time to time. He'd say, "No, Jim, you don't do it because of this." And said, "Okay."
Yeah.
Ben, thank you, man, for coming in.
Mr. Quinn, I appreciate it. Definitely.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. The youngest mayor ever in the city of Millville has been our guest tonight. And Parker Swift and Ryan Narowski, thank you for producing the show this evening. I want to thank Brad Scott and everyone at the New Jersey Motorsports Park for giving us the hospitality here. And we'll see you again real soon. Have a good night. Take care. Bye-bye.
This has been a QBC television production, in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22, and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC, programming that serves the South Jersey market.